We're back with Karen Schaefer at Schaefer Farm and Bed and Breakfast, and now we're going to make the gutta. We're going to process everything. We cubed all the meat, got that all ready, and now we're going to make the actual gutta.
Getta.
Getta?
Yes, getta.
Well, you say getta, I say, I don't know what I say. Okay, we're going to make it, you know, and I remember, like I told you before, we used to make this when I was a kid. My mom made it from scratch, but I never made it with venison, and I've never done cornmeal with it. So tell me about the cornmeal situation, because I've never made it with cornmeal.
The only reason why I have it as cornmeal is because that's the way the Schaefers, like I said, I came from Pennsylvania, never heard of getta.
Okay.
And then when I came down here, this is the recipe that I got from the Schaefers,
okay.
Russell's mother.
Right.
And it shows cornmeal, so that's why I have cornmeal.
So you don't use, you know, I don't even remember using flour in it. So
it doesn't have flour in
it. No,
No,
cornmeal. Okay, let's find out what it's going to taste like and what it's
Okay.
going to, how easy it is to make. So what's the first thing, Karen?
We have to do the pin oats first.
Okay.
And bought them in bulk in Osgood.
Okay.
Or Oldenburg, I'm sorry, Oldenburg.
Okay.
And
they're hard to find, aren't they?
yes.
And they're originally actually from Scotland. Pinhead oatmeal.
But it's, we're going to make 40 pounds, 20 pounds of hot.
And 20 pounds of the cool
just
stuff.
the regular.
The regular stuff. And it's like, as far as the actual recipe, it is, how many things of
8
oats here?
3/4 pin oats.
8 3/4 cups of pin oats. And that's how many?
This is 8, and then we have the small cups over there.
Okay. So we're going to use the small cups now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just use that 1 cup holder. And
Here you go. Is that 3/4?
it's not an exact thing, no.
Okay.
I don't think Getta's an exact science. So.
I don't think it is. And you need 3 tablespoons of salt. Do you mix it all
No,
together?
no. The pin oats and the salt
Right.
and the pepper are the only things that go in now, and that'll cook for an hour.
Okay, so let's,
Get the pin oats in both of them.
okay, and then we're going to need 3 tablespoons of salt. That's what it says. Am I right? Salt, right there.
Yes.
3 tablespoons of salt.
Okay.
Okay, you weren't sure about
Quarter
that.
cup. It's quarter cup. You can just do it that way.
Okay,
There. That's a quarter cup.
okay. There you go.
That's
Got
not
enough?
even full.
Okay, I'll do
Quarter
it.
cup.
She wants it full, I'm gonna do it full. Here we go. Now I got it on there, but that's all
All
right.
right.
Okay, that's that. And then, I gotta move back for him. And then what?
And then you need a quarter cup of black pepper.
Okay, that's right here. And how much, now do you put the, you don't put the cornmeal or anything in there yet?
No,
do you?
this is just these 3 ingredients with the water from the pork. What we did is we cooked the pork in a big pot in the oven.
Right, and how long did
In
you
all
do
one.
that?
I did it all night on low just so it got nice and tender. The meat got nice and tender.
Right,
And then that water that the pork, because it's
Right.
flavored from the pork, and that's what we're going to put in each one of these to cook for an hour.
Right.
And being that we're doing 20 pounds of hot and 20 pounds of regular,
I'm gonna
it
need
needs
how many?
17 and a half cups. So that's an 8 cup.
it's an 8 cup. Right,
That's
where's
fine.
that?
So you will need another cup. That's
Another cup?
Do another full one of those.
I'm getting that, I'm getting, can you give me
Okay.
some? Yeah, just give me
do
2
this.
cups, yeah. Okay.
Put that in there, and then we'll put.
I've got a piece of
That's,
meat in there, you want me to get it out?
Yeah, you can take and throw it in that bowl.
Okay. All right, I'll just do that.
There you go.
All right.
So we had, so that would be
Okay.
16,
And then 17
17
and a half.
and a half.
And a half. All right. That smells good already.
Yeah.
Okay, do the same thing here, right?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Go ahead and set it on the counter so that way we don't spill it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, there's
Okay.
8
There's-
cups.
8. Whoops, I'm sorry, Karen. Karen, I'll clean it up. How did I know I was gonna do that, girl?
Slow it down.
Okay, I'll slow it down. Okay, now you got one of those pieces in there. Okay, now I gotta get it out.
Well, when you put it in there, you...
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a short break and we'll be right back on the Chef You and I. We're back at the Schaefer farm bed and breakfast with Karen Schaefer, and we're making geta. And this is the meat that she's cooked for 12 hours?
It was cooked like for 5. I put it on at 10 last night at around 300 degrees in the oven with the water.
Right.
And shut it off at 3 in the morning, and let it set.
And usually you'd have to grind this, but this is so tender that all we've got to do is just,
Mix the two together.
Mix the two together after we pull it apart, and that's it. So look at that. That's gorgeous. Let me just finish doing this, Karen, because it's really...
What we're going to do is dump it in here, and then I'll mix it with these gloves on.
All right. Well, my hands are clean.
Okay.
So...
And then we've got to chop the onions.
I'll
Finish
chop
chopping
those
the
up.
onions.
You do this, and I'll chop up the onions.
And then we have the cornmeal, which, like I said, my
Now, where
neighbor
do you-
has a mill that makes
Mill that did it.
cornmeal.
Now, let me ask this question, Karen. You mix this in, you mix the cornmeal in with the meat? Is that what you do?
No, you do the cornmeal is the very last thing that you put in.
Okay, because I've never
After-
done that before.
Yeah, like I said, it's a Schaefer recipe, or,
Okay.
that's what, here, let's just
You do
dump it.
that, and I'm gonna clean my hands off and do the onions. We're back at the Schaefer Farm and Bed and Breakfast with Karen Schaefer, and we're going to now put all of the ingredients, Karen, into,
Except for the cornmeal.
except for the cornmeal, into the two different types of geta, the hot geta and the mild geta, correct?
Regular geta.
The regular geta. So what's the first thing that we're going to do, Karen?
We're going to divide this meat into the two roasters.
Right. Can I use something that I can use since I don't have plastic glue?
Now you have to stick your hands in there.
Oh,
like
sure,
that.
sure, Karen. Right on. Can I have one of these or a scoop or something?
I'm just going to, you open it, I'll dump it.
All right, go ahead. Whoa.
We're just going to do half and half here. Don't need to make it complicated, just look at it and say it looks like half.
Okay.
And then this one, we're gonna put the jalapeno peppers that I ground up that came out of the garden from last year.
Okay.
So
Did you dry those?
Actually, you can, no, I put them in the freezer hole.
Okay.
And then I just chopped them up and threw them in the food processor.
Wow.
Just dump them in.
Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put that into...
So
Hold on
now
a
you
minute.
need, in each thing you need 1 tablespoon of thyme. 2 bay leaves each.
Okay, so that's how much?
And then we have the onions to put in, which we need 7 cups of each one.
Okay.
See, I like a lot of onions, and what I used to do is when I made the geta, when I put it in the skillet, I would cut up another onion. Well, now I've gotten to the point where I just put the onions in now.
Yeah. And we just put this in there?
Half and half, yes.
Half and half.
We're done with those. Okay, so what all I'm gonna do is gonna shut these off for just right now, and then I'm just gonna use my hands since I have gloves on. And then, like I said, this will cook for 4 hours. And then at the end, we will put the cornmeal in, which is 2 1/4 cups. And then you just let it cool down. And what I do is mold it because it'll stiffen up.
Okay.
And mold it up into like a oblong ball or whichever way you want to, and put it in freezer paper. This is what it looks like when it
Yeah, show the
gets
camera what it looks like.
firm. You can wrap it up. What I do is I put it in saran wrap and then put it inside freezer paper, and it'll last 2 to 3 years that way. And the final piece inside the freezer paper, and we're just gonna,
spin.
I'm gonna mix it up with my hand.
Okay,
a little
that's
more.
good. Good. Do
This
that.
one, I'm just gonna level it out. You can put the lid on this one for
Okay,
me.
I will. We've got about a minute left on our show, and I really would like you to give your website out for the bed and breakfast, and Schaefer's Farm and Bed and Breakfast. Would you do that?
It is schaefersbb.info. Again, it's Schaefer's with an S, BB for bed and breakfast.info.
And we'll be back next time on The Chef You and I, and we'll see you next time.